So, do Yonex shoes live up to its hype? Today, I'll be reviewing the Yonex SHB 65Z. When I was a younger player, I've always used Yonex shoes, right? Because Yonex is the brand that everyone will want to use. But does it really live up to its hype? I'll be breaking down the review into 4 categories: the traction, the fit, the cushioning, and the stability. So for traction, I'm going to further break down into 2 categories: the grip and the durability of it. As for the grip, it is expected that a new pair of shoes will be grippier. So it is true for this case. In most surface, I didn't have a problem, except on tiles, which is then also expected that on tiles it can get a little bit slippery. As for the durability, it will take more than just a few tries, but I will do another review in about 6 months or a year's time to let you know how durable that grip is. As of now, I will rate the traction 4 out of 5 star. Next, we're going to talk about the fit. So this is about how well it hugs the fit and whether it's painful on certain sides or whatnot, right? And for this case, it fit my wide feet very well. I didn't have any pain. In fact, it was just nice. It was tight enough that I feel snug, but not too tight that there was pain. So for this, I give it 5 out of 5 star. Perfect fit. Next, we're going to talk about the cushioning. Now, one of the selling points about Yonex shoe is that it boasts of this power cushion in the sole, and it's supposed to give you that extra bounce and it's supposed to feel comfortable. So does it really live up to its hype again? It is actually quite true in my experience. I'll talk about the front first, right? And the cushioning here, I find that it's at just the right balance point. If it's too thin, you will feel the ground, it makes you feel fast, but then it could be painful. In this case, I could feel the ground, I still feel fast, but yet it wasn't to the point that the ball of my feet is painful. And for the back, whenever I land on my heel or I take a step or even when I jump and land, similarly, the absorption of that impact was great, but it wasn't to the point that I couldn't feel the ground. I think Yonex really got this point just nice. So for the cushioning of the shoe, both front and back, altogether, I will rate it a perfect 5 out of 5 star. Next, we're going to talk about the stability. To me, what affects stability is how narrow or how broad the sides are for the front of the foot and at the back part of the feet. So to me, I find that Yonex shoes are quite slick and a little bit too narrow for me. I find that Mizuno shoes have a wider base and I have a preference for that. So it feels like a give and take and a compromise over here, right? The trade-off is you get a slicker shoe, you may feel faster, but then it doesn't feel as stable. So for stability, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 star. It really isn't too bad, it's just slightly less than the Mizuno shoe. Next, we're going to talk about the appearance of the shoe. Now you can see that the design is rather simple over here. It doesn't quite speak about like power or speed or performance, and that's something that I find rather plain looking that I don't really like. I'm also not a fan of the baby blue, but they do have other colors, you know, like the white tiger version of it that looks more cool than this. But overall, I feel like they can do better in the design language. So here's my final thoughts. If you prefer comfort and you don't mind changing your shoe often, then this is the pair for you. Because it does have a really good fit and it does hug your feet and it has very soft sides. However, my experience with Yonex shoe is that the grip doesn't last very long. It can be very grippy at the start, but it quickly wears off after about 10 months to a year. With that, I will rate the Yonex SHB 65Z 4.6 star out of 5 star. Thank you for watching this episode. If you like what you saw, click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. But before that, I want to know what is your favorite shoe model, so comment in the comment section below. Bye!